Hi, welcome back. So let's jump straight in to the letter from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration to Alive by Nature. So on the 25th of July 2019, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, wrote to Alive by Nature explaining that statements on their website violate the Federal Food, Drug and Cosmetic Act. I've got a copy of the letter, and what I'll do now is I'll read through the letter, covering the pertinent or the salient points, and then comment if I think it's necessary, and obviously ask you for your comments on what you think the FDA are saying, and also what you think Alive by Nature were trying to do. So the letter begins, Dear Bryan Nettles. I'm assuming Bryan Nettles is an owner or co-owner of Alive by Nature. This letter is to advise you that the US Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, reviewed your website, www.alivebynature.com, in May 2019, and has found that you take orders there for. It then lists 8 products: NAD plus Energizer, NAD plus Defender, NAD plus Sublingual tablets, NAD plus Sublingual powder, NAD plus liquid sublingual drops, pure NAD nasal spray, NMN sublingual tablets, and pure NMN sublingual powder. So 8 types of NMN. Now, as far as I'm aware, there's 2 types, food and pharmaceutical grade. So 8 seems to be a little bit gimmicky. So I looked on their website. They also now do an NMN powder with an added sweetener, mannitol. So 8 products all in all, selling NMN. So the FDA's letter continues. Various claims and statements made on your website and or in other labeling establish that these products are drugs as defined in 21 U.S.C. 321 because they are intended for treatment, cure, mitigation or prevention of diseases. For example, your website recommends or suggests the use of, it then lists the 8 types of Alive by Nature products we've already just covered, to treat, migrate or prevent various cardiovascular diseases, fatty liver diseases, alcohol liver diseases, Parkinson's disease, Alzheimer's disease, diabetes, various cancers, alcoholic addiction, drug addiction, brain damage, and multiple sclerosis. As explained further below, the introduction of these products into interstate commerce for such uses violates the Federal Food, Drug and Cosmetics Act. These products are also new drugs as defined under 21 U.S.C. 321 because they are not generally recognized as safe and effective for the uses recommended or suggested in their labeling. And when they say their labeling, they're talking about Alive by Nature's labeling. Before a new drug may be marketed or otherwise introduced into interstate commerce, it must be approved by the FDA on the basis of scientific data demonstrating that the drug is safe and effective under the conditions of use in its labeling. See 21 U.S.C. 355 and 331. Your drug products do not have FDA-approved applications as required by 21 U.S.C. 355. So it appears that where most companies who sell NMN have said that taking NMN may have a positive effect with regard to some age-related diseases, it appears that Alive by Nature was saying that their products did cure, prevent, etc. Or maybe they didn't emphasize the fact that their NMN, same as everybody's NMN, to date has only been tested on animals. The FDA letter continues, big letter. We advise you to review all materials through which you communicate to the consumers the intended use of your products, and to either submit a new drug application, an NDA, for products intended for use in treating, curing, mitigating, diagnosing, or preventing a disease, or alternatively remove all statements indicating that your products are intended for such uses. This would include reviewing your websites, product labels, catalogs, brochures, flyers, package inserts, audio and video, e-commerce, and social media accounts that you operate. And it says there, e.g. Amazon, eBay, Facebook, and Twitter accounts, as well as any other promotional material, and removing product claims, consumer testimonials, meta tags, and anything else that states or implies that your products are useful in treating, curing, mitigating, diagnosing, or preventing disease. So from the FDA to Alive by Nature, pretty much purge anything on your websites, your products, parts of your products, or any of your social media accounts that states that your NMN can cure, treat, mitigate, or prevent any disease. Which I think is fair enough, because those of us that have investigated the use of NMN know that it's only really been proved, and only to a small degree, with mice or rodents, not with humans. The FDA letter then continues. Within 30 calendar days of the date of this letter, please correct the violations described in this letter and notify the FDA that the violations have been corrected. So that tells them to put right what the FDA believe is wrong, and I think it's quite strong wording to use the word violations. I'll be interested to know what you think about using the word violation. The FDA's letter then closes by saying, after 30 days from the date of this letter, and that, just to remind you, was the 25th of July 2019, if your websites or other labeling continues to demonstrate that your products are intended to treat, cure, mitigate, or prevent diseases, the name of your firm and this letter will be posted on the FDA webpage for products that illegally market for serious diseases. This letter is not intended to be all-inclusive or a list of violations of law that exist in connection with your products, your website and other products labeling, or your facilities. So it says, although they've highlighted a few things in this letter, it's not the be-all and end-all. It could cover other things, but they haven't listed them here. The FDA expects you to take the necessary steps to ensure that all your products comply with the laws and regulations enforced by the FDA. Sincerely, U.S. FDA. So when I looked at this, I thought originally it may just simply be an oversight by Alive by Nature in claiming that their products can actually cure, treat, mitigate, or prevent diseases. And either they did say this was possible in humans, or they didn't say that this has only been proven so far with rodents, mice. But the tone of the FDA's letter leans more to Alive by Nature's content being misleading by design. Again, I'd be interested to see what you think, whether or not it looks like it's an honest mistake, or it looks like, as the FDA seem to say, Alive by Nature appear to have set out to mislead. So I looked at Alive by Nature's website today, today being the 18th of November, and I couldn't see any obvious statements that claim that their products treat, cure, mitigate, or prevent diseases. So it looks like since this letter in July, they've cleaned their website of all the problems that the FDA had highlighted by removing all those statements. However, as of today, it appears that Alive by Nature hasn't complied. Well, at least not enough to satisfy the FDA. Alive by Nature is now listed on that FDA webpage for products illegally marketed for serious diseases. I'll place in the description below links to the original letter telling Alive by Nature to put right what they believe is wrong, and then I'll put a link to the FDA web site for products that are legally marketed for serious diseases. Really though, I know the FDA are doing their job. I think this is only really an issue for people who don't really know what NMN is and what NMN can do. If you've followed this channel, or you've watched lectures by David Sinclair, or you've looked at other channels that cover NMN, you'll know that although the studies that were conducted on mice appear to be extremely promising with regard to muscle wastage, insulin resistance and inflammation, which in humans are all markers of the aging process, as are diabetes, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, etc. There is nothing official. So by already knowing that information, by reading the Alive by Nature website, you're not really going to be misled. However, if you are researching NMN for the first time and you came across the Alive by Nature website, you could be mistaken in believing that Alive by Nature's NMN products could cure cardiovascular disease, fatty liver disease, alcoholic liver disease, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, diabetes, various cancers, alcohol addiction, drug addiction, brain damage and multiple sclerosis. And there's a few on that list that, if you watch every video about NMN and you listen to every podcast and you read all of the blogs and all the scientific papers, I don't think any of them say that alcohol addiction, drug addiction, brain damage and multiple sclerosis have been proven to be reversed or the effects mitigated, even in rodents. So I'm going to be very interested to see what you think. Were the statements by Alive by Nature, although I can't see any now, were they a little over exuberant with their claims? Or do you think they actually set out to mislead the public into thinking that the NMN products that they sell can actually do what they say they can do? And do you have any thoughts on the Alive by Nature website still being on, and it's now November, so what, 3-4 months later, still being on the FDA's illegally marketed for serious diseases products page? I'd be interested to see what you say, especially those people who, I wouldn't say swear by Alive by Nature, but are very keen to always support and protect or defend Alive by Nature, even as far as saying sublingual is the only way to take nicotinamide mononucleotide. So thanks for watching. Hope this has been useful. Feel free to comment. I look forward to the comments because I'm sure there'll be many. And I'll see you soon. As always, take care. Bye bye.